Okay, guys. Thank you for checking in on the last video. Thank you for all you guys subscribing, your likes, your hate. One of the ones that somebody suggested to me on there, I wish I knew your guys' name. I gotta get better at doing that. I gotta get better at remembering who it. But somebody said, hey, Fu, I got this bike and there are popping and cracking after I put on a new chain. Is it the chain? Is it the bearing? What is it? The hard thing I told him to find out without me seeing it here is if you look at the drivetrain that consists of the crank, sprocket, chain, rear wheel, when I move this, everything goes together. The pedals, the crank, the bearing. So when you start hearing the crackling, the popping, where are those sounds coming from? So it's pretty complicated. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop it up in little segments. So one of the first things that I suggested to do once you do something like that is let's break that drivetrain, separate it. So how we're gonna do that? We're gonna get rid of this chain. So once we get rid of this chain and we move it, then you can see what's crackling, what's not. So I'm gonna get rid of this chain. Did you hear that crackling? This is actually not bad, but some of them is really, really bad. This is Max's bike. You know, he takes good care of his bike, so that's why the crackling doesn't go as much. But I'm gonna get in detail as we progress, and I'll explain why. But again, let's break the drivetrain so then we can single everything out. So I'm gonna separate this by taking off the chain. I'm not gonna break the chain. Does he have some?
No, my Demolition shirt.
Oh.
He said completely out, only Hammerhead t-shirts in stock.
And he didn't say hi back? Dick.
There are 26 pieces Hammerhead S 2.4 burgundy top. Do you want the burgundy top ones or no?
No. I'll do it later.
Alfredo's mad you didn't say hi back.
Tell him that. Careful. Jack's behind you.
What?
Jack's behind you. Alfresco's when I'm naked. What was that?
Alfonso.
I hate that name.
Yeah, you guys don't know, but Alfredo, real name is actually Alfonso.
I hate you so much.
Okay, guys.
Alfonso in the house.
So check this out. I separated it. So look, if you go, so you can see right now, I'm not moving the pedals. I'm just moving the crank. So I don't hear any popping. I don't hear any crackling. But that could also mean that there's no pressure on it.
Pressure.
Okay?
Hucker, you're not the Migos. Shut up.
So what I can do is it's gonna take too long, so I'm just gonna do it like a quick version of it until later we're gonna do more detail. I could take the bike out and I could go stand on the bike with no chain and kind of like ghost crank it with pressure on it, with weight on it, to hear the bottom bracket's gonna creak. If it's not creaking, guess what? I'm gonna rule out the bearing. But here, look, if you go and let's say I'm holding the pedal right here, I'm moving. I don't hear crackling from the pedal. I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna move this. I don't hear crackling from the pedals. Again, I could go outside, I could put some pressure and weight on it, and I could pretend to ghost pedal on it with no chain. Because I already ruled out the bottom bracket, now I'm gonna test the pedals with weight on it. There's no crackling. So guess what? It's not the front end. So we're gonna spin this. Look, I'm holding this. I'm holding the driver. Smooth. Smooth as David Chappelle's eggs.
You must know I'm getting Botox done on my balls to get these wrinkles out. Finally, can have these shit smooth as eggs.
Smooth as David Chappelle's Botox. Yeah. Smooth as eggs. I don't know. Anybody ever seen that scene? The David Chappelle
I'll have
scene?
to try and find it.
Yeah. So, it doesn't. So then what I'm going to do is, look, I'm going to put some pressure on this. There's no cracking. But then some of you guys might go, God, you guys are pulling your hair out. No. But look, I'm just doing a light diagnose on it to see what's, what I'm gonna get from it. But I could also feel this, and I could also roll it. This thing's super tight. There's no crackling. Because sometimes when you tighten this thing, super tighten down, you tighten it down, and you roll it, you're gonna hear crackling, because as I'm tightening it, everything's compressing, but I don't hear it, I don't even feel it. So I'm gonna rule off the wheel. Well, guess what, guys? What's connecting both of these together? It's the chain. So most likely, it's the chain. So what I'm gonna do is, if it's the chain, because remember, it was on, the whole thing was on together, and you could hear that crackling. It's not from this, not from that, it has to be the chain. So what I'm gonna do is, the next test I would do is I would go and just randomly grab a chain. Look at all these chains I got, guys.
Oh, now
chain.
you open the can of worms. I was going to ask you for a chain because everyone does.
So I'm just going to randomly grab a chain. I'm going to put it on. Randomly grab another one. And if I put on another chain and it doesn't make that sound, then guess what? It must be this chain. This particular chain.
We should do a separate video on how to untangle your chain when it gets stuck like this, because right now I can tell you're not going to get it out.
I'll get it out.
No.
Okay. So that's how I test that. But as for this bike, this is the reason. We already knew. Remember, guys, I'm going to go through different segments of that as the series go by, right? So this is just one of it.
Nope.
What?
You can't get it out. You're going to have to take the wheel off.
I can break it.
Don't break it.
Break it.
Break it, Peppy.
So if you guys remember earlier, it was like popping slightly. So this is the reason why for this bike. Guys, real quick, this is the reason why I like female axles. If this was not a female axle, when I take this thing out, I gotta slide it off. But look, with female axles, are very similar to motorcycles. This thing drops down. You don't have to pull it back out. Okay? All I gotta do is put the chain on.
Super easy.
And then slide it.
Oh, shit.
You guys see that? Just slide in. Because if I didn't have the female axle, I would have to pop it on. You gotta break the chain, press it back on, or some of you guys force it on. No, this is not easy. Go put this thing on.
Yeah, but the kids at home will strip this. Keep you in business.
Well, no, they wouldn't strip it if they subscribe to Alfredo Mancuso's channel and watch how.
Shut up over there.
Watch how we do this. Then you guys wouldn't strip stuff. You know what? Some of you guys, I won't call some of you
That
guys.
looks like you're gonna strip it.
No. Some of you guys.
I hope it strips.
It's not. Stop. Some of you guys, I'm gonna call some of you guys out. I won't mention your name. You guys come in, it's like, hey, I did this. I can't figure that out. Well, wait a second. I thought I'd talk about that. Come on, guys. It's all there. Okay.
Don't worry. Every day I sent somebody actually DM'd me yesterday. They're like, you guys should do a video where you talk about like bike tools. It's like, where were you last week?
Yes, it's all there, guys. Okay, so look, we're reassembling it. I hope you guys are following me so far. Okay.
They're following you. If they did follow you, they would know it's your birthday.
So, yeah, it's my birthday. I didn't make a big deal about it. I'm just an old dude. Okay, so if you guys remember how we go and you hear, oh man, there's a compressor going. You could hear it kind of popping. Okay. One of the reasons why it's popping because guys, feel how tight this chain is. This chain it's ridiculously tight. You don't want your chain this tight. One is when you do it this tight, you're going to wear down the teeth on this sprocket. Two, wear down teeth back here, and also the bearings inside here are constantly being pushed together. It's going to be easier for you to blow out the bearing in the driver or else the bottom bracket. Not to say that you're going to put a lot of stress on the chain. So the chain should not be this tight, but this is the reason why the chain, when you go, it pops. it's crackling because it's trying to force this all the way around. So guys, when the chain's like that, after you piece it together, you figure it out, loosen it up a little. Loosen up just a little bit. How much should I loosen this up, fool? Look, this thing, it's tight. What I want you to do is I just want you to squeeze this together. Tighten this. This over here, straighten this side out a little bit. Okay. A lot quieter. Look at this, guys. Crank flip and everything. This is how tight it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to, and there's no crackling, popping. So this is just one of the way you could repair the popping and crackling of this. The next video we're gonna get a little bit more in depth on why, like, look, my chain's loose, but it's still crackling, it's still popping. So what now, foo? I'm gonna show it to you, okay, guys? So stay tuned. Appreciate all the support, guys, and some of you guys showing a lot of love for me. You guys come by, visit us, subscribe, get your friends subscribe. You know, you got some dead relatives. Use their name to subscribe, okay?
Dimmy.
Like and hate. Okay, guys? Later.
In the next episode, Max's 3D print shop.
I know, I should open one, right?